welcome back to course Artificial Intelligence. Our today's topic of video is Introduction to Best First Search Algorithm. So in uninformed search technique, we discuss about two techniques. One is a breadth first search and second one is a depth first search. So based on this, we have best first search, but the difference is that DFS and BFS, both these are the uninformed search technique, whereas best first search is a informed search technique. We already seen what is the difference between what is the difference between uninformed search technique and informed search technique. So the main difference is that in uninformed search technique, we do not make use of domain specific knowledge, whereas in case of informed search technique, we make use of a domain specific knowledge, and more specifically we are making use of a heuristic value, or you can say heuristic function. So what that heuristic value represent? Heuristic value represents that how far you are away from reaching to the goal state. Suppose you are present at an intermediate state, so heuristic value of that particular point will tell you how much you are away from reaching to the goal state. So the main difference is that in case of uninformed search technique, there is no guide available, there is no use of heuristic function, but in case of informed search technique, we'll make use of a heuristic value. So let's see how heuristic value can be used in a best first search. So best first search is combination of DFS and BFS. In short, we can say that best first search is combination of DFS and BFS. It combines the benefits of both these approaches. So what is the benefit of DFS? The benefit of DFS is that it allows solution to be found without all competing branches being expanded, because in case of a DFS, there is a capability of algorithm to explore one of the level at the deepest level. So in that case, maybe solution can be found without all competing branches can be expanded. So this is what the benefit of DFS. So that is being added in the best first search. Then we talk about breadth first search. Here BFS, don't get confused. In case of uninformed search technique, we have BFS. That BFS stands for breadth first search, but in case of informed search technique, BFS stands for best first search. Okay, so best first search is we can say it combines the benefits of both DFS and BFS. Okay, now what is the benefit of BFS? The benefit is that it does not get trapped on the dead end path, because it explores all the possible successors of a particular node, and it follows a single path at a time, but it can switch whenever some competing paths looks more promising than the current one. So this is what the benefit of BFS. So here we discuss what is the benefit of DFS and what is the benefit of BFS, and that is being combined in a best first search algorithm. Now let's try to understand best first search algorithm. We'll try to understand this algorithm with the help of example. Don't worry about this. So very first step is what? We have to start with open. So in this case, we are making use of a open. Okay, open is a priority queue. Now what is the specialty of priority queue? Priority queue is that kind of queue where elements are arranged in a sorted order. In which sorted order? In ascending order. So priority queue is that queue in which elements are arranged in a ascending order. So it make use of a data structure open, that is a priority queue which contains initial state. So initially what we have done, we considered open equals to initial state, because we need to start from somewhere else. So this is what open, we consider open is a priority queue, just we have seen. Then we consider the loop. Okay, and first of all we check that if open is empty, then we have to return a failure. If there is no state present in the priority queue, that means here it is failure, and you have to exit with a failure. Else what you need to do, you need to remove the first element from the open. Okay, now I think that first of all we need to discuss the example, so that then it will be very easier to understand this algorithm. So we'll discuss this example. So this is what example by using which we discuss the best first search. But as I told you earlier that this best first search will make use of a heuristic value. Now what do you mean by heuristic value? In order to explain this, I will tell you, this is a simple diagram. So let's consider that S is a starting state, or you can say initial state. From this state, these are the various possibilities are there. This is a one possibility, this is another, this one, this one, this one. So there are 5 possibilities are there, five direction you can go, and this is what a goal state, this is what your initial state, and this is what your goal state, and your aim is to reach up to the goal state. So in that case, from initial state you can move in a 5 direction. Now the question is that which direction we should follow and why, and how to decide. So here we have heuristic value. So how heuristic value is calculated? Heuristic value is calculated by using Euclidean distance, or you can say that straight line distance. So what is a straight line distance? Suppose we represent this initial state with the help of coordinates x1 comma y1, and goal state is represented by coordinates x2 comma y2, and in this case, which is the optimum distance from this initial state to goal state? Obviously this is a straight line. That's why this Euclidean distance is also called as a straight line distance. So how it is being calculated? By using this formula, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square of a square root. What are the value that you are getting? This is what a value from initial state to the goal state. So this is what a Euclidean distance can be used in order to calculate the heuristic value. And what is the use of heuristic value? Heuristic value will represent how far you are away from reaching to the goal state. Okay, what is the optimal cost for this from a particular intermediate state to the goal state? So best first search is based on this heuristic value. Heuristic value play very important role. Actually it play the role of guide. It's just like that. We have taken a simple example that I need to move from my home to railway station, and in that case I don't know the exact path, but in between the road I just ask someone how should I go, whether I am following correct path or not. So he may guide that yes, you can go from this side. So this is what a heuristic value. This heuristic value will tells us how far you are away from reaching to the goal state. So in this case, this distance is called as a heuristic value because it's a optimal distance, because there are 5 directions are there, but their distance is obviously more. So that heuristic value can be found by using Euclidean distance. Also Manhattan distance can be used. So best way is to use Euclidean distance. Okay, now let's discuss the example. So this is suppose the graph given to us, and for this we need to apply best first search. Why we are applying best first search? Because we need to find the optimum path to reach from your initial state to the goal state. So here what we have mentioned, we have just mentioned the heuristic value. Just I explain what is a heuristic value. Heuristic value represents that how far you are away from reaching to the goal state. Okay, so in this case, what is the meaning of this? A1 to J is distance is 40. Okay, this is a straight line distance. How, just I shown you the formula how that value is calculated. So this is a heuristic value. Suppose I need to move from A1 to G, so the distance is 40. A2 to G, that from A2 to G, the distance is 32. Okay, so in this case distance is 32. Then from A3 to G, distance is 25. Similarly these values are given, means from each state to goal state what is a distance, and finally the distance G is the state G. From G to G obviously the value is 0. So this is what a heuristic value. And this is what a priority queue. Just I explained, priority queue is such a queue which maintains the element in a ascending order. So initially we'll start from A1 because it's the initial state, and G stands for the goal state. So you are present over here, and here you apply best first search algorithm. Now try to understand this algorithm here. First of all you have to check, start with open containing initial state. So what is your initial state? Obviously your initial state is A1. That means in your open initial node, remove the first element from the open. Open is a priority queue, and initially you have inserted A1. Okay, in this priority queue you have inserted this node A1. Okay, so in this algorithm what you will do, node equals to remove the first element from open priority queue. Okay, so first element is what? A1. After that you have to check whether it's a goal. If it is a goal, then you have to return a path from initial point to the node. But if it is not goal, goal state, then you have to generate the successor. So whether A1 is a goal state, no, so in that case you need to generate the successor. So what are the successors of A1? So here we have just shown the diagram over here. First of all, we considered A1, so A1 is inserted into priority queue, then we generate the successor for A1. What are the successor? A2, A3 and A4. So just we have written A2, A3 and E4. And why we have written 32, 25, 35? What does it represent? It represents the heuristic value. That means from A2 how much away the G is? 32, 25 and 35. So this value we have taken from here. What is the value of A2? 32. What is the value of A3? 25. What is the value of A4? That is a 35. So in this way what we have done, we have just take out the first element from the open priority queue, and that is what A1. After that what we have considered, we have to consider the successors of A1. So there are three successors are there. One is A2, A3 and A4. After that we have just seen the their heuristic value. Okay, what is next? Generate the successor and put the new node into open according to heuristic value. So next thing is what? We have generated the successor. After that we need to put into priority queue, and in case of priority queue all the values are arranged in a ascending order. So A1 obviously this is a first element, so obviously it is present over here. Now between A2, A3 and A4, which is a optimum? A3 is optimum. Sorry, here by mistake we have written, but first of all A3 should be there, then A2 should be there, and then A4 should be there. Okay, so in this case A3 should be there. So first of all we just considered A1 over here. So here you can have two queue. One is a open-ended queue and second is a close priority queue. Close priority queue means open queue consists of all these elements which need to be explored, and after exploring that it will be added to the close queue. Close is a queue, or you can say list, where we are adding those node or those value which already being expanded. Okay, so from here first of all we consider A1. After that A3 should be there, then A2, and then A4 should be there. Okay, then we have to take out this A3. Okay, you have to take out this A3. A3, A2, A4 is there. A3, A2 and A4. A3 is what? 25. Here you can see A3 is 25, A2 is what? 32, A4 is 35. So these are arranged in a ascending order. So after A1 what is the next node that you have to consider? A3. Why not A2 or A4? Because A3 is having a smallest heuristic value, and obviously we need to find the optimal path from this source A1 to this goal state G. So that's why we need to consider A3. So again our algorithm continue. Again you just take out remove the first element from the open. Now this, what is the next element? A3. Now again you have to check whether it's a goal state. No, it's not a goal state. Then we have to generate the successor. Now let's see what are the successors of A3. So A5 is there, A6 is there, and also A1 is there. We have taken over here, but this should not be there because A1 already we have considered and we have expanded. That's why though from here A3 we can reach to A1, but obviously we have started our journey from A1, so we don't want to go back to A1 because A1 we have already considered. So just to understand, I have written over here, but actually this should not be there. So what is the successor of A3? A5 and A6. Now again what you have done, you have added A3. So how it look like? What you have to do, write A6, this one is A6, then A5, then this A2 and A4 remains as it is. This A2, A4 already there, because what we have done, we have rearranged it. A3 we have just taken it out. What is remaining over here? A2 and A4. But now new successor of A3 is what? A5 and A6. But if we compare all this one, and this one, which one is the least? A5 is least. Sorry, A6 is the lowest, that is 17. That's why first of all it is there, because priority queue arrange the element in a ascending order. So A6 is having smallest value 17, A5 is having smallest value 19, A2 is having value 32, and A4 is having value 35. So after A3 we need to consider A6. Okay, then after A6, so what we have to do, we have to consider A6. Now what are the successors of A6? Again same algorithm. Just remove the first element from the open. You have to check whether A6 is a goal. No, so generate the successor for this. So what are the successors of A6? So obviously from A6 only one state is there, that is G. And what is the heuristic value of G? It's 0. So here we check that whether you reach to the goal state. Yes, node is a goal, so return the path from initial to node. So what kind of path we are talking about? We reach to G, so we have to find the path from initial. So path is A1, A3, A6 and G. A1, A3, A6 and G. So in this way we have find the optimal path by using this best first search algorithm. So I hope you understand how best first search algorithm. So in order to understand this algorithm, we have considered this example, because by using example it's very easy to understand the algorithm. Now I hope you understand algorithm. Now it's understanding this algorithm is very easy. What you have done, initially you have considered open as a priority queue, and you consider initial state in the open. Then you have to check that whether open is empty or not. Suppose it is empty, then you have to return with failure. Suppose open is not empty, some state is present over here, you just take out from this. Then you have to check whether it's a goal state or not. Suppose it is not a goal state, you need to generate the successor, and you have to put all the successor into the open queue according to heuristic value, that means in a ascending order. And then again this loop will continue unless and until you will find the optimal solution, and finally you can generate the path. So from A1 to G, this one is a optimal path, A1 to A3, A3 to A6 and A6 to G. So this is what the optimal path we found by using best first search algorithm. So I hope you understand the concept of best first search algorithm, which actually combines the benefits of breadth first search and depth first search of uninformed search technique. Thank you.